What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today we are starting the video off over at the parts store. I'm getting something and I think you guys are going to be pretty pumped about it today. I got some brake fluid. So I got 2 cans of brake fluid. We have the brake lines for the Magnum. Let's get over to the shop. Back over at the junkyard. So what I'm going to do now is remove those brake lines that I thought were going to work out so I can put the new ones in. I need to remove the air box, some AC lines, maybe flop the coolant reservoir over, but really not that much. So let's get to work, get the new brake lines in. And also, I get all my Dodge parts from a place in New York. It's called Mopar Online Parts. I'll put the link in the description. They really help me out and they have very low prices. So if you have not checked them out, go check them out. They help me out. I want to help them out. So links in the description. If you want really cheap Mopar parts, they're pretty much, I'd say, usually around 25% to 50% less than what you're going to pay at the dealership in your town. So check them out. The front of the Magnum is almost 100% complete. So the engine bay is 100% complete. There isn't anything else I need to do to it. It is ready to go. I need to bleed the brakes. Once the brakes are bled, I could take it over to the alignment shop, have them do an alignment, and I think that's it. Probably have them balance the tires and get those wheel keys off. But really all I need to do is there's a few bolts in the bumper that I need to put on. There's a few bolts in the fender. But I mean, this car, I just love how this looks. It just looks, I mean, the bumper is kind of a little bit haggard. I mean, it was when I got it, but from what it looked like before with all the stock wheels and everything to just these factory newer style wheels, drivetrain, it just makes it look so much more aggressive without doing very much to it. I mean, obviously I swapped both subframes and all the drivetrain and all that stuff, but at the end of the day, that's all stock suspension from the Challenger. I mean, it just looks so good. So the engine looks like it was meant to be in here. I'm just pumped to be able to drive this soon. I can't wait to drive this. I need to go grab the hood struts off the old Hellcat hood because I got rid of the little hood prop. I really don't like those, but all you have to do is use these little bolts, and you could buy those, and then you use the newer hinges, and then everything just, then you have the struts instead of the hood prop. So I need to go grab those struts. I'll get lunch, come back. We can put those struts on, throw the hood on, the whole front of the car. I'll put a few more bolts in it. The whole front of the car is going to be assembled. The whole interior is almost assembled. Really, all I have to do is wire up the headlights, which I need to get a plug because I don't want to cut the harness. Eventually, I'm going to do a Charger front. So I think that plug will plug into the Charger headlights. So I don't want to cut that harness. I'll just find a plug that plugs into that harness and then just wire from that into the Magnum headlights. So the headlights work. I need to wire the tail lights. But this thing is pretty close to being able to daily. I mean, this thing is going to be so much fun. Just got back to the junkyard, grabbed some food, grabbed the hood struts, threw the hood struts on. So now the hood is ready to go on. But before I put the hood on, I'm going to bleed the brakes. I already threw brake fluid in the master cylinder. So now all I need to do is unscrew the bleeder screws on each caliper and start vacuum bleeding the brakes. Since I'm all by myself, I don't have anybody to pump the brake pedal. It is the best alternative method. I really don't like vacuum bleeders because they really don't work that well, but I think we should be able to get everything bled. By the end of this video, this car should be able to move and stop under its own power. I did move it without brakes before. It was kind of sketchy, but yeah, now we'll be able to actually stop, and I'll probably just back it up, see how she stops. Brakes are now bled on the Magnum. I'm letting the car warm up so the cooling system can bleed, but everything now is good to go. I could go drive this thing. It has brakes. What I tried, I was using the vacuum bleeder, and as always, they don't really work that well. So what I ended up doing was I pulled a vacuum to get fluid almost to the caliper. Then I took the vacuum bleeder off. Then what I did was, this reservoir needs to have a little bit of fluid in it to have this little line submerged. So then all you do is start the car, pump the brakes. I pumped them 20 times for each caliper I was bleeding, and pretty much all the air will evacuate out, and it kind of works as a suction. So now I have brakes on the Magnum. Let's get this cooling system bled, let it warm up to operating temperature finally, and this thing is one step closer to tearing up the streets. I mean, I'm so excited. I'm gonna throw the hood on it after I'm done with this, but now we have brakes. This thing is just, man, it's come so far. Now that the Magnum is drivable, what I'm gonna do is move all the rear trunk hatch interior trim over, pull the car out of the shop, clean the floor up, pick up all the bolts, and just get this thing ready. I need to still work on the wing, and I've just been slowly sculpting it over and over again, but now I really just need to add a little lip and then do the bottom of it. But other than that, once I get the main shape with the plaster, I'll hit it with a little bit of body filler, and then I can make, I could hit it with some fiberglass, make the wing, pull it off, pull all this stuff off, and then take the car down and get the alignment. So I'm guessing I'll probably be able to get the alignment on the car, I'd say around, I'd give it maybe Friday. Let's say Friday, maybe Saturday. We'll see what happens. But the car, once it gets the alignment, will be 100% drivable. After that, I could drive it around, and I really need to get a quarter glass in the rear. I'll probably have to pull that part out where it kind of got smashed before I put a new glass in. Right here, I'll probably have to stud gun that and get it out, then put a new glass in it, and then when I go to paint it, I'll have to pull the glass back out. But at least I'll have a piece of glass in there so it's not just open. So let's get this thing out of here. I'll probably clean all the stuff off the top of it as well, and tape up the garbage bags so it doesn't get caught under a tire or anything. And we'll just go from there. But I just want to get all this stuff cleaned up. Everything is all cleaned up off the Magnum as well off the floor. So I'm going to pull the Magnum out, sweep the floor, clean up all the bolts. The floor is now clean. Everything is cleaned up. I have a little pile that I still need to throw away, but the garbage is full, so I will throw it away Monday. But what I'm gonna do now is throw floor dry on these two spots just to make sure the Magnum doesn't have a slow leak or something. Then pull the car back in. So just pulled the Magnum back in, and I must say, I'm pretty excited to actually be able to drive this thing in and out of the shop. It is so nice. I can't wait to drive this thing on the street. Once we get the alignment, it'll be street worthy, and I can't wait. So that's going to conclude this episode. So if you guys like these videos, make sure to click the subscribe button, throw a thumbs up, throw a comment, share it with your friends, and as always, see you guys next time.